Hey everybody, it's Daddy1424, the media purchaseguide.com, and today we have Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation for you guys for the PS Vita, and this is going to be a full review of the game. So first things first, remember to like, 2 thumbs up, subscribe, and leave some comments down that way. So the first category we'll probably get to this is multiplayer, and then after followed by story. But before we get to any of the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation stuff, I want to talk to you guys about the contest that actually just occurred. So that contest deadline was as of yesterday, November 6th. If you didn't get a chance to enter, I will give you guys until Friday to basically get your entries in, so it gives you a little bit of an extension, and if by Friday I will cut it off. Then on Tuesday, which is my Call of Duty Black Ops video, or Call of Duty Day, I'm going to be unboxing Declassified and Black Ops 2. In one of those videos I will have an update for you guys on who won the contest and who is getting the $40 PSN/XBLA gift card. Also, if you guys haven't already and don't know the details, make sure to watch my Medal of Honor video for the contest details. So let's go ahead and jump into the review of this. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, and we're going to start off with the multiplayer portion, because quite frankly, when looking at a game, you have to look at all elements: multiplayer, story, all that great stuff that's involved, single player campaign, and all that good stuff. So with the multiplayer, it's probably the biggest hindrance to the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation or PS Vita, because there simply really is no multiplayer mode. You start pretty much off like this here, and we'll just demonstrate, and you can see the world here. It's really hard with the brightness really cranked up there. But basically you pick a location, your location, but you can use it under your geolocation, or you can pick pretty much anywhere, and then you have these different nodes here, and you can basically select them and fight. Now you don't actually fight people, it's like virtual fighting. It does the fighting for you. You just basically choose your character, who you want to go in and do the mission, and in that aspect it really takes away from the multiplayer game, because I like the multiplayer on the Assassin's Creed console version, but I'm not a fan of it on the portable handheld version. So I'll just demonstrate what will happen to you guys. Now, as well as some other quarrels about the multiplayer here, is that you can't actually exit back to the menu here. So you can see, by the way, it says you have won 7 control points for Winnipeg. You can't actually access, like I said, the main menu from here. So in order to access your main menu, you actually have to go here, pull down, close the application, and reopen it, and that's kind of a hassle. So I'm hoping that they fix that in a future update. But until they do, really negative review on the multiplayer. But let's go ahead and focus on the single player, because in my opinion that's quite a highlight. Now while that's loading up, let's talk about Assassin's Creed 3 for the console. It is an absolutely amazing game. I absolutely love it. I'm having a blast playing it, and I'm taking my time with it right now, because I have until next week before I hit the Call of Duty series, so it might as well make the game last rather than rush through it and play it all in one day. Now with that being said, you play as Connor as the Assassin's Creed 3, and in the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, you play as a character named Evelyn. Now, Connor will make appearances in the PS Vita version, and you will get to replay sequences as Connor if you decide to do so. And that's great, because it kind of plays in tandem or alongside of the Assassin's Creed 3 PS3 or Xbox 360 version, so you're not getting an entirely different story or different timeline, and I found that to be great. As well as the controls being very fluent and carrying it over very nicely, I love that as well. Now, obviously in the other Assassin's Creed 3 games, or Assassin's Creed games, you play as Desmond Miles as the main protagonist. He goes into the Anonymous, and then you play as Connor. Now in this, there's actually no Anonymous or Animus. You're not playing as Desmond Miles. You're going to be just basically in the Anonymous playing as Evelyn, or reliving that experience. So there's no real backdrop, and the story's not very fleshed out. And that would be one of the downsides I have to this game right off the get-go. So we'll go ahead and show you what the gameplay looks like. The first thing you'll notice is the visuals. It's an open sandbox style game, so you really can't. I tend to be more forgiving, and not expect as much from these games. But that being said, you look at this and it delivers in so many different elements. The draw distance is good, the texture mapping, the lighting. Now, my one issue right now is the soundtrack for this particular part of the game. You can see it's kind of annoying. The character models are really good as well. So, visually is great. Sound can be really good. Unfortunately, right now it's not a good representation of that. Of course, you have your open world. If you go to the map, for example, you can see just how big it is. Of course, not everywhere has been explored at this point yet. And you can see the waypoints, and of course, I'm currently in the marsh area. Now, you'll also get a chance to visit New Orleans remains, I believe it is, and another area in the story which is eluding my memory right now at this point. But in any case scenario, it's very open world. As for the hunting in Assassin's Creed 3, you get to hunt bears and stuff like that. In this game, you actually have alligators attack you, which is pretty cool because you have your interaction with the environment as well. The tree climbing seems to be very seamlessly done, and streamlines and lines pretty much up with the console version. Of course, the graphics not being as good, but just how quickly and fluently Evelyn moves about. Now, as for the touchscreen mechanics, you can see how they implement them using front touch. They're also implemented in rear touch as well, so that's nice. They didn't force feed it into you there. You know, you have the option of using it or not using it. So we'll go ahead and try and play this mission. I tend not to like this mission because your companion is a little bit of a ditz and gets spotted all the time, and AI will attack her. And then if you go and try and save her, then basically you get detected, and that desynchronizes the mission. And if you don't save her, then she dies. So it's a little bit of a hindrance and annoyance. So you can see the AI is not always the brightest, but again, I'm a little bit forgiving of that because it's not the majority of the times in the game. It's this one mission that it really happens in. I don't find it happens very often because a lot of the missions in Assassin's Creed 3 you are going to be doing by yourself. You're not going to be doing them jointly with people or having a lot of people follow you around like, this buffoon here. And when you do have other companions, they tend to be a little bit smarter than this particular companion is. Of course, you have your standard, leap of faith there. Oh, she jumped in this time. Gotcha. Oh, see, and they spotted me, so right away it's going to desynchronize. But it gives me a chance to demonstrate the open, open gameplay, combat mechanics. So you can see pretty much there, all in all, what the game's about. Like we said, visually it's great. Gameplay-wise, it's really fluid and plays very similar to the console versions. Multiplayer is not the greatest. The soundtrack is not the greatest. But all in all, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best Vita games because it's such an extensive and expansive game, and it gives you so much you can take on to go with you. If you're really Assassin's Creed up at home and you're going away and you want to play this on your PS Vita, or you just want to extend that experience of the Assassin's Creed, world and environment, then you can do that with this console version. So I highly recommend it as a purchase to you guys. That being said, I'm pretty much going to call it here. I'm not going to finish this mission out because, like I said, it's a little bit of an annoyance, particularly this mission as well. But again, the story, if I had some criticism to it, it would be the multiplayer and the story not being as flushed out as you want it to be. Now, when it comes, and you can see here, some of the stealth elements, you can see how you kind of use a cornering system that's similar to the Assassin's Creed 3. I found that to be very handy as well. And again, I'm having quite the fun with this game. Feel free to add me on PSN or XBLA as Daddy1424. Next week with the Black Ops videos, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of people playing that game. And when they do, I'll be more than happy to play with you guys if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get on that. Again, remember to tune in next week to find out who won the contest. This has been Daddy1424 with the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations. Any questions that I didn't cover for you, leave that in the comment section below and let me know, and I'll try and address it as soon as possible. All in all, guys, here we have it. All the goodies. Sign off on that on how. Daddy1424. Peace.